through the top 10 defensive free agents that are going to be on the market. The free agency period starts I think March 1st. So we are going to start seeing a lot of these guys fly. So I'm just going to go down my top 10 that'll probably be off the board within the first week. Some of them will be re-signed or franchise tagged. Some of them will just be moving on to greener pastures. But we'll see. So let's start off with number 10. I have Brandon Graham, defensive end from the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, this guy had 5.5 sacks last year, played very well, but he played in a 3-4 defense. Didn't seem like he was too happy in this 3-4 defense. He's gonna move to a 4-3, and I could see his sacks shooting through the roof. He's way more suited for that a 4-3 than a 3-4, and I could see this guy being a 10 sack getter. 10 sack getter. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna say it. So look for him to probably move. Huh?
I think it's gonna be a little high for him to get to 10 sacks.
Okay, well, we have to see.
I don't see it happening. We'll have to see. Yeah.
But so we'll see where he lands, probably in a 4-3 system. He doesn't seem like he liked that 3-4. So let's move on to number 9, Mr. Malcolm Smith, the middle linebacker from the Seattle Seahawks. Now, this is Malcolm Smith, who was the Super Bowl MVP, not this year because the Seahawks lost, but from last year. And he had a great season that year. Now, the Seahawks seem to have just a crazy depth at linebacker, so he got his starting role taken away, which is kind of surprising. You've seen of how good a season he had 2 years ago, so I don't know how that happens, how you go from Super Bowl MVP to bench warmer, but he still did get his spot time in there, and he played very well when he got in there. So look for this guy. He's got plenty of years left in the tank. Look for him to land in another place where he will be a starter. And trust me, this is not like a downgrade for a starter for most teams as a starting middle linebacker. He is still a very high-quality middle linebacker. And then at number 8, we have Devin McCourty of the New England Patriots. He's their safety. Now, this guy is a converted cornerback to safety, and he's one of the guys who has done that just beautifully. He wasn't the greatest cornerback in the world, don't get me wrong. He was a good one, but he wasn't great. But he was a lot better as a safety. So he has great range. He can play all across the field. He's that ball hawk in the back. So look for a lot of teams that are hurting there. Washington Redskins, that could use a safety or two to maybe scoop this guy up. Patriots, he's a little bit older, so the Patriots they usually don't overpay, and they usually don't pay people who are towards the later years in their career. So look for him to definitely move somewhere. Then we have number 7, Jerry Hughes. Now this guy's another good pass rusher, and pass rushers are always at a premium because they can hide a lot of what's wrong with your defense. Now this guy is from Buffalo Bills, and they had actually a pretty good year last year. So I don't know why they're letting him go, but it seems like he's on the upward trajectory. A lot of people say that you hit your peak at the NFL from about 27, somewhere around like 30, 31, and then you're downhill from that for most positions. Now, running back, you've hit your peak by 27, and you're on your way down, but that's just one of those things. And he's only 26, so his best years are ahead of him. Look for a team in need of a good pass rush.
There's like one best years ahead of him?
Huh? 27 to 30. Next. 27 to 30 is his peak.
We'll
so
see.
He's got his best years ahead of him.
Either way, he's a good player, and yeah, you're right. The Bills did amazing for their defense, especially a little later on in the season.
Yeah.
Did great. So I'm surprised that they even want to. I guess you still have to change things up a little bit.
And again, these aren't necessarily that they're going to leave. It's just that they are going to be free agents. So
yeah, I would kind of imagine they might try and hold on to him as much as they can.
But they just lost their and with Rex Ryan in there, he's going to have a good defensive scheme behind him. But we'll see what happens. Again, these are free agents that could leave, could not leave. They might stay. Who knows? Yeah, it's up in the air. Then at number 6, we have Brandon Flowers from San Diego. He was formerly of the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, this guy was a Pro Bowl corner, or at least a Pro Bowl caliber corner, for a year or two with the Kansas City Chiefs. Then they went around. They changed schemes when Andy Reid got there. And he was like, where did Brandon Flowers go? Why is he playing so horribly? And then he signed a 1-year deal with San Diego and had a resurgent part of his career. So he might stay with San Diego just because he was like, okay, these guys give me a shot. They give me a 1-year deal just to test the waters. Or you might see him go get a big payday somewhere else. So you never know. Then at number 5, we have another Seattle Seahawk, Byron Maxwell. Um, it's funny because the Legion of Boom lost Brandon Browner this year, and Maxwell stepped in and seemed to have improved them a little bit more. And Browner was a great, huge cornerback who was very physical and worked very well in Seattle. And so it's funny that they lost a critical piece, but had another guy step in and actually do better. So look for him. Probably stay in Seattle. They're pretty good at re-signing their own guys. They kept that defense almost 100% together from their Super Bowl winning year to this year, last year. So look for him to probably want to stick around, maybe go out another title round if that window hasn't closed yet. Then number 4, we have Nick Fairley. I really like this guy. He's huge. I remember watching him play in the championship game with Auburn, and this guy's so awesome. I mean, he's been in the league for like 3-4 years. Might have helped him a little bit that he was right next to the most explosive player on defense, Ndamukong Suh, but also he's just a really disruptive influence in the backfield. Now, he has had some health issues, and at defensive tackle where you're hitting a lot of guys and a lot of guys are hitting you, if you're banged up, it doesn't bode well towards longevity, but, if he can stay healthy, he's a great, great player. So let's keep on rolling. Number 3, we have Darrelle Revis from New England again. Revis Island has returned.
New England guys.
Huh?
Lots of New England guys. I would imagine they would want to stay around if they can, because
that's 2,
especially after the championship.
Yeah, well,
I don't know, but it's just.
But again, New England's one of those teams that it doesn't seem like they're not going to overpay for anybody. They're going to say, okay, we'll give you this much money. Oh, you don't want to? All right, see you later. They're not.
Yeah,
they don't overpay.
Yeah, and they don't keep people around. It seems that long unless your name is Tom Brady.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. It doesn't matter who you are, unless your name is Tom Brady or Bill Belichick. You're expendable. So we'll see what he wants to do now. He's great. He's coming back, and he's only 30 years old. So as a cornerback, he could still have another 3 years in his prime. If he's crafty, he might have a little bit more, which is really surprising due to all the horrific ACL injuries he had earlier in his career. He's come back and he's shined. So we'll see what happens there. Then number 2, you have Justin Houston from Kansas City. Now this guy is probably the best pass rusher on the market right now. And again, pass rushers are a premium. I do look at Kansas City probably franchise tagging him. They're not going to let this guy go anywhere. I want to say he had somewhere in the 15 sack range last year. So don't look for him to go anywhere, but he is a free agent, so I have to put him on the list. And then number 1, Ndamukong Suh, the most explosive player on defense right now in the game. Now, he's also probably the dirtiest defensive player. He likes to step on people and kick them, and he cheats a lot. And, but when he's not doing that crazy stuff, he's playing good football. Kind of reminds me of another really explosive player. His name was Albert Hainsworth, and some crazy team, I don't remember what their name was, but they overpaid for him. It's not like I'm wearing their sweater right now. This is not the team that overpaid for him. That's not them.
This isn't either.
Yeah, but he's not going anywhere. Yeah, he's not going anywhere. Look for him to be franchise tagged by the Lions. So that is my list of the top 10 defensive free agents that are going to hit the market this year. Let me know what you think. Did you like that list? Do I have my rankings a little bit off? Is there somebody I missed that you'd throw in that top 10? Hit me up. Comments down below. Of course, at What's My Face on Twitter. Google Plus and Facebook. Always good ways getting a hold of us.